been to different places around the Philippines, and most of my eco-travels brought me closer and closer to the country's endangered and critically endangered animals and species and their eco-warriors who work tirelessly to protect them. Each time I listen to these animals' story strengthens my mission to bring their plight closer to you, our televiewers. Why? The loss of a single species may lead to our extinction as well. Thus, I find myself more committed in sharing their stories. That is why, let's hear it one more time and learn how we could help them. The Philippines is considered as one of the 17 mega-diverse countries as well as a global biodiversity hotspot in the world. We have been also identified by the Conservation International as one of the biologically richest countries in the world, with the rainforest originally covering most of the 7,100 of the Philippine Islands. But sad to say, as of 2010, only 7% of that original forest remains due to excessive logging and clearing of the land. Many animals and bird species have died. Among them is the critically endangered Philippine eagle, who is among the 612 species of birds found in the Philippines. Already part of the 8-hectare Malagos watershed, the Philippine Eagle Center houses 37, in which one eaglet has been hatched here already. Ano pong status nila?
Nag-decline yung population na dahil sa mga illegal logging.
Illegal logging?
Hunting, kasi wala na yung forest. Kasi yung teritoryo nila is naubos na, maliit na, kaunti na lang.
Yes.
So kasi isa-isang eagle, nag-occupy sila 60 to 100 square kilometers sa isang pair.
Sa isang pair, 60
to 100 square kilometers. So pag wala ng forest,
wala na rin silang place na. Ano po ang ginagawa na programa ngayon dito sa Philippine Eagle Center?
Kasi ang purpose namin, i-breed sila tapos i-release balik sa wild.
Okay, so i-breed back to the forest. Para dumami sila. Yes. Ilan meron tayo ngayon?
Sa ngayon, 34.
34. And when are you planning to release them back sa forest?
May mga eagle tayo na hindi pa na-release dahil sa kulang yung funding. Bago sila i-release, i-train muna yung eaglet dito.
Okay.
May aversion. Yes. Like, monkey yung pinapakain.
Monkey?
May live wire doon sa loob para yung nangyari kay kabayan na kuryente. So, dito palang alam na niya pag nandun na siya sa wild. Si Pag-asa, siya yung pinakaunang Philippine eagle natin na na-breed dito sa captivity gamit yung artificial insemination.
Artificial insemination ang ano ni Pag-asa?
Artificial kasi yung both parents niya is imprint sa tao.
Okay.
So yung imprint, parang surrogate mate niya yung tao. Kasi pag mating season, dito yun magkupilit yung eagle sa ulo ng tao.
Okay.
May surgical gloves para makolek yung semen.
Okay.
I-transfer sa syringe.
Yes.
I-inject na lang sa female.
So yun ang
Para
artificial insemination. Now, ano pa po ang normal mating nila? Paano nangyayari? Do they do it in...
May natural din.
May natural din. Do
Natural
they go
kasi,
to a specific area?
May mga breeding area kami na naka-isolate.
Yes.
Kasi hindi sila mag-breed pag disturb.
July to February ang
yun ang
mating
time
season.
nila.
So, once na nag-mate sila, how long is the gestation period?
So
Yes.
after mag-itlog yung eagle, usually October, November.
Yes.
So i-retrieve namin, doon ay incubate.
So kinukuha niya
Kinukuha namin,
yung
oo.
eggs. So how many days na nasa incubation sila?
57 to 60 days yung hatching period niya.
So far, how many eggs have you hatched here sa Philippine Eagle Center?
25 already. 7 yung sa artificial, 18 yung sa natural.
Other rare bird species are also under their protective care, including a row of assorted Philippine raptors and an island full of macaques. There are 3 eagles na na-release
Na-release
na natin sa wild. And out of the 3, 2 actually did not survive.
Yeah.
Not because of the environment, but because sanay sila sa mga tao. They're domesticated. So they kept
Dependent.
going to the village, to the people, and na-electrocute. So now that happened, you're training the eagles now before you're released into the wild. And I understand meron pa yata silang mga GPS,
GPS
so you
at
can
saka
track down
transmitter.
their...
Purpose ng radio transmitter is daily mamonitor yung eagle.
Yes.
Yung GPS, 10 days yung reading ng data. Kung saan kalayo siya nakaabot.
Nakaabot. I didn't lose the chance to ask personally the state of these endangered animals and how I can be of help. And what's the role of the Philippine eagle sa ating environment in the ecological status of the Philippines?
Sila
Ano
yung
po bang importansya nila?
top predator.
Yes.
Sila yung top predator at the same time sila yung bioindicator. Kasi
Bioindicator.
may ano din sila sa tao connection. Like, pag may malaki pa yung forest, na ano sila sa mga floods.
Yes.
Or 70% sa drugs na galing doon sa forest,
Yes.
ano sa mga tao.
I see. So, when you say an indicator, so ibig niyo sabihin na pagka maganda pa ang forest and the environment, hindi pa siya masyadong depleted with the trees and the natural resources, nandyan pa ang eagle.
Nandyan pa.
Okay, so it's an indicator. Pagka may eagle pa,
Maganda
the
pa yung-
environment is still very good. Okay, and what is the lifespan of an eagle?
Pinakamatanda dito sa Cap-50 is 47 years old.
And normally, how many years po ang lifespan nila?
Sa record, umabot ng 60.
As an eco-traveler, always empower yourself on how you could help these animals, either in a financial way or by advocating and campaigning for the illegal hunt and trading to stop. The Philippine eagle is one of the biological indicators of the forest. Once the eagle is lost, it signals the start of the forest deterioration. As of now, there are only a total of 286 Philippine eagle alive. It was also here in Davao where I learned about the plight of pangil, the country's current biggest saltwater crocodile, who at 18 feet long is endemic to the Philippines, is restricted to freshwater areas, and pose no threat to us humans unless provoked. What's the purpose of the Crocodile Conservation Center? Why do we have them here?
So our purpose here is twofold. The first objective is to prepare for intensive crocodile farming.
Yes.
And the second objective is to create sort of a reserve population in which we can introduce back to the wild in the future if need be. Now, is that, obviously with this amount of animals, you can't just go and release them back into the wild.
Right.
There has to be strict protocol set up, and there has to be studies done about the density of the populations already within the wild so that you don't offset the balance of those already established populations.
Right. Pangil, the 18-feet-long crocodile who now holds the record as the Philippines' largest crocodilian, resides here. I understand that the Philippine crocodile are now becoming endangered. They have come to a point where they're extinct. Why do you think that's happening?
That's a very good question. So, yeah, the Philippine crocodile, Crocodilus mindorensis, being an endemic species, only has, has a limited range to begin with. And over the last century, due to human consumption of the crocodile, consumption meaning, killing for the skins, harvesting for
And
the
the
meat.
meat.
Exactly.
Yes.
Unregulated hunting has essentially reduced the numbers. And in addition to that, the explosion in the growth of the human population results in encroachment on their habitats. Pangil here, he has water that's deep enough for him to create buoyancy, so he's not just resting all of his body weight upon his internal organs. So he has the ability to float, essentially. Yeah. He has the ability to sort of meander and turn around and whatnot. A crocodile this size in the wild, they don't need much space. Reptiles in general have a very slow metabolism. Yeah, exactly.
These crocodiles are among the main attraction when one visits Davao, as they provide a closer encounter with these reptiles. But these conservation centers are not for tourist purposes only. They are organized for a much deeper purpose, and that is to save the environment in general. What do you think is the importance of actually taking care of them? Are they getting into extinction?
Oh, absolutely. So both species that we have here, one which is Crocodylus porosus, the saltwater crocodile, has an extensive range that ranges all the way through mainland Southeast Asia, down in Indonesia, Malaysia, the Philippines, and further south into northern Australia. So even though it has a large range, throughout most of that range, it is in fact endangered. And the Philippine crocodile, as well, an endemic species to the Philippines, is also severely endangered.
The Philippine crocodile, or Crocodylus mendorensis, is the rarest crocodile species on the planet. They play an important role in maintaining the productivity and diversity of wetland ecosystem by eating ailing fish than healthy fish, thus improving the common health of the fish stock and fish population. This helps the fishermen with a healthy and bountiful harvest. Each living species, flora or fauna found in our universe is important. Many medicines and studies are derived from the chemicals that comes from plants and animals. More so, they improve the quality of life, just like our giant clams, who improve the quality of water in the ocean and sea. Giant clams are an integral part of the reef, as they act as nurseries to fishes and shrimps that we humans consume. This is an artificial spawning for clams. Look, you can touch it on the side. They start with a clam this small and they let it grow for 1 year. So this is considered an artificial spawning for giant clams. This is a typical shell for a giant clam with the scientific name Tridacna and a species named Gigas. If you put it together, the giant clams, Tridacna gigas. Now there's also a giant clam sanctuary worth visiting here in Igacos. Located in Barangay Adecor, this 4-hectare marine reserve park is one of the country's successful breeding sites for these great giant clams, or Taclobo.
Isa itong conservation project ng Davao State College. Protection ng giant clams and highlighting the marine protected area or the sanctuary.
Ilan pong actual clams meron po tayo dito na sanctuary?
Around 3,500.
3,500 po ito lahat. The biggest documented and physically present here is 1 meter wide. That's the biggest giant clams here in Samal Island, Mindanao. Lifespan?
50 to 100 years old.
50 to 100 years old. Oh my goodness. That's a long time.
Yes, a long time.
A long time.
But kung meron pollution, bababa pa yun.
That's right. And that's why we have the marine protected areas.
Yes. Under ng batas ng Pilipinas, yung RA 8550, yung Philippine Fisheries Code of the Philippines, bawal talaga siyang kainin.
So this is an endangered species. One of the biggest question that our viewers have is, do they have pearls?
Wala talaga, hindi sila napoproduce ng pearl.
So walang pearls inside?
Wala ma'am.
Meron po tayong 5 different species ng giant clams dito po sa inyong sanctuary. Ano
Opo.
po ang importansya ng programa nyo po o itong mga clams nito sa balance ng ating environment?
Kasi ito,
Bakit po importante sila?
ang giant clams po ay pag nandyan sila sa wild, meaning healthy yung reef mo, yung ecosystem, intact pa yung ecosystem.
Yes.
Kasi the same with corals, ang shell ng clams is calcium bicarbonate.
Yes.
Isa rin sila ng climate change mitigator din sila.
For tourists or visitors like me who would like to visit the sanctuary, what advice can you tell us so we can help you in your program?
Yun, disseminate ng information about the importance of giant clams, saka wag yung magtapon ng basura kahit saan.
Trash is number one.
Yeah.
Yes, that is very true. These are actual giant clams who are under the protection of our eco-warriors doing good, doing green here in Samal Island. Not only do these endangered giant clams grow and thrive in the waters of Samal, but they are also bred and protected in the waters of Camiguin, Misamis Oriental, and in Alaminos, Pangasinan. A clear proof of how blessed Philippine waters is to provide shelters for these gentle giants. That is why I encourage you always to take time to visit all the sanctuaries, for your time and money spent here will go a long way in protecting this marine life. Now, this lady eco-warrior taught me a lot about the importance of bats, the angel of the night, who work tirelessly in the planting and dispersing of seeds so there will be fruit trees in the forest. Standing before this 20 feet and 300 meters long cave that serves as home to more than 2.5 million Geoffroy's rosette fruit bats, the largest known colony of the species in the world, the Montfort Bat Sanctuary is an awesome sight.
This 1 hectare here, I designate the Bat Sanctuary. This is where the 280 feet long cave is located, and it's inhabited by Rosetus amplexicaudatus, and it was found that this is the largest colony of these fruit bats all over the world.
So we have fruit bats here.
Yeah, fruit
here.
bats.
And I believe you have 2.5 million bats.
Estimated.
Estimated
in
to-
2008.
In 2008. So now we are 6 years later, 2.5 million 2008. How do you
Who knows?
care and check them?
I don't. Very low maintenance. Just as long as you don't disturb them,
Right.
they're going to thrive because every night they fly out.
That is why I salute all our eco-warriors in their advocacies and endeavors to protect our environment, just like Norma Montfort, Samal's eco-warrior, who was also named as 2011 Disney Worldwide Fund Conservation Hero, animal activist who works tirelessly to protect her brood of bats, as she loves to be called the Bat Mama. If there's anything you want people to understand about bats, what is it?
That rain or shine, while we sleep all night, bats will go out to do the work for us.
Yes.
They will pollinate, they will drop the seeds, reforest our forest. They'll
do all the work.
They'll do all the work. The insect bats will decrease the population of pests. They will eat all the dengue mosquitoes they can eat. One single bat can eat about 1,000 in an hour.
Inspiring, isn't it? To hear Bat Mama's devotion to these winged mamas who should not be feared or ridiculed because they serve a very important role in the environment, and that is, they are pollinators, seed dispersers, and insect eaters.
They conserve biodiversity because they conserve so many plants that we eat and enjoy. We don't know about it, and so these are host plants for other species.
Right. Why did you choose personally to protect these creatures?
I did not choose to protect these creatures. They happen to be in my backyard.
Oh, you don't have any choice, but it turned out to be our partners in promoting biodiversity.
I didn't know anything about it except my gut feeling. Just leave them alone. People would come, may we see the bats? Okay, go ahead.
Without them, there will be no trees and no clean air for us to breathe. So respect them and all other wildlife and creatures in the environment.
Well, the major pollinators of durian and many other fruits are bats. So no bats, no durian is the tagline.
That's right. Now, what are your plans in the future?
Plenty. My vision is really to conserve this property that I inherited.
Yes.
So I want it to be an eco-site.
Yes,
I've converted
it is
it to
an
an ecotourism zoning. So I want to build, first of all, an artificial cave
Yes.
patterned after David Bamberger of Texas, so that hopefully I can talk to my bats and
move them because of the crowding,
with the crowding
situation.
because they won't move elsewhere. We have so many caves all over Samal and all over Mindanao, but they won't move.
Now, how can we help with your advocacy?
Very simple. As a layperson, all you have to do is just talk about bats, that they
Yes.
are allies, and then I have the campaign CPR Bats, Conserve, Protect, Respect. As we eat the fruits that we enjoy, let's say thank you, bats. So I feel the pressure to finish up the work. And sabi ko sa sarili ko, for as long as I can, I will try my best to make this a global cause. Bats are unpopular, they're not like bears, they're like whales. Bats are
That's true.
unpopular because of the misconceptions and the myths, but they are what I call angels of the night.
One way of conserving the biological diversity is through ecotourism. Occidental Mindoro, with its very rich natural resources, which includes the Upper Reef, is fast booming. Ecotourism is one way of spreading the awareness to protect and conserve the country's flagship species, the endemic Philippine tamaraw. Now, how remarkable are these Philippine tamaraws na binibreed nyo po or pinoprotektahan nyo in this area?
Actually, the tamaraw is our flagship species of the Philippines.
Opo.
It can only be found here in the Philippines, particularly in the province of Mindoro and nowhere else in the world. As of the recent count in April,
Yes, this past April lang.
April lang po.
Yes.
Naka-record tayo ng 382 sa wild.
So, 382
sa
sa wild
sa
na yun.
wild.
That's total.
Yes,
That's total kasi it's only found here in endemic to
Opo,
to Mindoro.
To Mindoro.
So, that's not a lot of numbers.
Yes, that's what makes it critical.
Yes.
According to IUCN standards, if the population of a certain species is less than 500, then it can be, they now considered to be critically endangered.
What kind of programs do you have para masolusyonan yung mga threats na yan? Do you have any program established so that we can actually lower the threats and address the threats?
Yes, that's basically the purpose of the Tamaraw Conservation Program. So,
Yes.
on TCP we have three major components. One in situ,
Yes.
we protect the Tamaraw from exactly to where it is found in their habitat.
Yes.
And then this one, the captive breeding, population management, and then the IEC.
Right.
Information,
And what is-
education,
okay.
and
I-
communication campaign. Ito yung we go to the communities and then
We give education.
give education and
Right.
extension, so the people might know the importance of the tamaraw.
Right.
And of course, the community assistance program.
The Philippine tamaraw, the only species of its kind in the world, which is similar than the regular Asiatic water buffalo or carabao, grazes Mindoro's wooded hills. Through the years, their numbers have dwindled. Do you know the importance of pawikan or sea turtles? Pawikans are considered the gardeners of the ocean. They are one of the very few animals to eat seagrass. And seagrass requires constant cutting to be healthy because they provide the breeding and developmental grounds for many species of fish, shellfish, and crustaceans.
Dito ang ginagawa namin, protection and conservation nung natitirang pawikan sa dagat dahil nag-decline na yung population nila. So ang aming obligasyon ay paramihin sila at pangalagaan.
I see. Can you briefly tell us the breeding season for the sea turtles?
nesting season starts ng mid-September.
Okay.
Matatapos sila ng mid-Feb. So, 6 months. Mag-mate muna sila doon sa dagat.
Okay.
So, magkakatagpo yung lalaki at saka babaeng pawikan.
Okay.
Mag-mate sila doon.
Okay.
Tapos, after mating, 30 days, ready na, matured na yung eggs sa belly. Okay? Then, ready na yon para i-discharge sa beads. So,
Okay.
akit siya ng beads,
Okay.
gawa siya ng pit, chamber, deposit doon, cover, lid.
How long does it take for the eggs to hatch?
Turtle eggs may be hatched at 40 days.
Okay.
And also, they can be hatched at 75 days. Kasi
Okay.
magdidetermine ng incubation period,
Is the temperature of
natural temperature. So, ibig sabihin, doon sa region na mas mataas ang temperature, say Gulf, doon sa Middle East, at 40 days,
because it's warmer.
oo, mataas yung temperature at 40 days, mahatch na. Pero malamig sa Japan, sa Korea, it will take 75 days to get it hatched.
Okay. How about here in
Dito
the
sa amin,
coast?
51 days, hatched.
So 51 days. Now, how many, more or less, how many eggs are being laid each time?
Okay, ina-average yun ng mga eksperto na 100 pieces per nest. If it's untouched sa wild,
Okay.
yung nest hindi natin gagalawin sa wild, mataas ang hatching rate doon, 92% or even
92%.
higher. Pero from the original nest, tapos tinransport mo dito sa aming hatchery, dito sa amin 68 to 73%.
Out of the 68% that's actually hatched, when you release them into the wild, how many are actually surviving?
Na-assess yun ng mga eksperto na ang may chance lang mabuhay sa wild ay 1%
1%.
or even less than 1%. Hindi katulad ng ang isda, kahit na maliit siya, pag may kakain doon sa isda maliit, mabilis ang reflexes ng isda.
That's right. That's right.
Pero hindi ang baby turtle.
Turtle.
Yung baby pabika na yan, yung kanyang, yung ano niya,
Agility
paengkang lang siyang gano'n.
Okay.
Eto na yung kakain
They
sa
can
kanya,
catch.
wala na siyang speed na maibibigay eh. Gano'n na lang eh. So easy prey siya.
And that's why the survival rate is...
Isa yun. Yun ang main reason kaya mabagal sila mag-multiply. Mayroon na siya banning the collection of eggs, eggs trading, slaughtering.
Okay.
Napaka-stiff ng punishments pag nahuli sila.
What's the importance of caring for them?
Okay, sabi ng mga eksperto, itong mga pawikan, ang importance nila at ang naiko-contribute nilang maganda sa dagat, sabi niya, yun daw pupo nito, yung manure nito, yun ang best fertilizer para sa corals.
Okay.
Kung walang pupo ng
Turtles.
pawikan, lalaki ang corals natin pero sa mabagal na mabagal. So pero pag may pupo ng mabilis lalaki yung corals.
Corals, the
Tapos,
corals.
yung hindi nila manure na yun, yung maliliit na isda, yun ang feed starter ng mga maliliit na isda.
The whole province has united to save the green turtle or the pawikan from being endangered. Now, the locals and even kids know the respect and care they must give to these gentle creatures. All turtles coming to Bataan are now assured and protected when nesting. And soon, with Bataan leading the way, pawikans will increase in numbers and live a peaceful life in the sea to maintain the balance and health of the international waters.
We humans have been gifted with the highest form of intelligence. Rather than to use it to destroy, kill, or terminate other living forms, let's use it to improve the condition of Mother Earth. Stop hunting, killing, or hurting these innocent animals. And what do you gain from doing so? Nothing. But if you stop, campaign, and help in their survival, you will gain everything: a greener life and a healthier environment. I'm Ruby. Bear in mind that Mother Earth is not ours for the taking. That is why, let us learn how to share it with everyone. For the loss of a single species, be it insect, animals, or plants, will set off a chain reaction that would affect many other species, including our human race.